We welcome you on this Tuesday, May 7th, 2019 to IHSA Boys Volleyball, as here on HGTV we come to you from Barrington High School, the home of the Broncos, as it is senior night here at Barrington High School. The 5 seniors are getting mentioned right behind me as we speak, as the Broncos, both the Broncos and the Cougars, looking to get ready for IHSA regional action, both kind of in different directions though. As for the Cougars of Conant, who come in with a record of 7-25, they're going to be hosting their own regional starting early next week, but they're not in the favorable portion of the Frem sectional bracket. Meanwhile, for the Barrington Broncos, they are a 2-seed in the Harlem sectional. As for the Broncos, they're looking to pick off where they were from last season with a very successful 2018 season. So we've got more MSL West volleyball action coming your way. We'll get you the starting lineups and a whole lot more as we have IHSA volleyball coming for you next here on HGTV.
Number 1, Number 2, Jalen Patel. Number 8, Nick O'Connell. Number 11, Cameron Hacker. Number 15, Zach Rodden. Number 17, David Matovic. Number 18, Sean Beckman. Now for your Barrington Broncos. Number 1, Kyle Vasquez. Number 2, Matt Tarnowski. Number 6, Chris Babbage. Number 9, Bud Parker. Number 11, Ricky Gibson. Number 12, Captain Gabe Larkey. Number 14, Lou Holder. Please remember, no flash photography.
So as both teams now get set at midcourt, as we get you prepared now for MSL West volleyball action here on our HGTV game of the week. Alongside Bruce Anderson, I'm Ryan Fahey with you, as it'll be the Broncos and the home whites going left to right on your screen to begin our contest, while the Cougars of Conant High School will be in the Road Reds going right to left. It's been a tale of 2 different seasons for both squads, as Conant will be going into the regional that they'll be hosting next Monday as the 22 seed when they take on the 9 seed Wheaton North. That'll be next Monday. While for the Broncos of Barrington, they'll be in the Lake Forest regional as a 2 seed, and they'll take on the winner of the quarterfinal between the 8th seed Waukegan and 12th seed Highland Park. And Bruce, we've seen this Broncos team a few times on occasion here in 2019, and they're primed for another big run towards the state final again.
Yes, both times we've seen them. They've looked awfully good. We'll have to see how things fare here tonight. But as it's another dismal, dreary, dank, drizzly day out, we're back in Barrington bringing you volleyball from inside the gym here at Barrington High School.
Broncos overall 22-9 on the year, 8-1 in conference play. Conant 7-25. If they're able to get the win here, that'll match their season total from a year ago. Cameron Hacker will get us started here, the captain for the Cougars to serve. Best of 3 sets here in IHSA volleyball, get up to 25 points and win by 2 or more. And as we go, off we go to the Broncos. They will strike first.
It's that strike or spike.
Go with the spike approach on that one, as it's 1-0 in favor of Barrington here very early on. Chris Babbage, one of the 6 seniors that was honored before the contest here tonight. Everybody on the Barrington bench has commemorative senior night t-shirts honoring those 6 seniors, as we get a whistle and a Barrington point. Be a double hit call on Conant, 2-0. The thing is too, Bruce, when we've seen with teams against Barrington and the times we've come here, is that when teams have fallen into that early hole, it has not been something teams have been able to successfully get out of. There's a serve there from Babbage, goes to the right side for Conant. There's a nice play at the back line. 10th for the line for Vasquez to the left. As off the tip of the double block, it sets up from a back line play from Sean Beckman, the senior, and that falls on through at the net. And the long rally goes to Barrington, 3-0.
Now you don't want to fall behind Barrington early, or any other time for that matter, but especially early, because we've seen Barrington battle back for some early deficits.
Barrington had a triple threat triangular just the other day, as they now make it 4-0. Over the weekend, they hosted Vernon Hills, Hersey, and Maine South. They went 2-1 in that contest over the weekend, as they also split the Northside Classic when facing Stevenson. They got the win there, and losing to Niles West back on the 3rd. As this one off the top of the tape to the Broncos side, as they still have the 4-0 control. Kill attempt there for Gabe Hartke, as the Cougars will throw it on back. Vasquez to the left for Hartke again, and it's the senior, the 6'4" senior, that is Gabe Hartke. Another Bronco point, 5-0.
Boy, Barrington just having their way with the Cougars early here.
And this is a Cougars team that, coming off of a couple wins in a row, they were in the Leiden tournament over the weekend. They went 2-3 in the contest, winning their final 2 matches of the weekend festivities, though. So they bring in some momentum, as there's some right there to get on the first point of this first set, 5-1. They took on the likes over the weekend of Wheeling, Fenton, Leiden, DePaul College Prep, and St. Viator. All teams not in the MSL. As Hartke, he sets it up to go softly off the top of the tape, but it comes right back to him. There he is again. Play at the back end there from Sean Beckman. He's going to just forearm that one over in play. Scramble forward towards the back end. Getting that one was Cole Bauer.
Good hustle by Barrington.
As the rally continues, and Babbage, I should say, on the previous play, lets that one go. Back to a 5-point lead for the Broncos, 6-1. So Vasquez to serve, the 5'10" senior. He, along with Matt Sarnowski, Chris Babbage, Ricky Gibson, Gabe Hartke, and Luke Calder, were honored before tonight's contest. And Conant's senior night will be tomorrow on their home gym, as they take on Lake Park, but Gabe Hartke at it again, 6-1.
Well, the balls just look like they're going over a lot faster from the Barrington side than they do from the Conant side.
Correction on the score, 7-1 Barrington. Off to another strong start are the Broncos. Mentioned 8-1 in the MSL this season. As the attack there from Beckman does not work, as the Broncos continue to roll here early, 8-1. Broncos will be in the Lake Forest Regional for the regional semi next Tuesday, so a week from today, as that serve goes over to the left and out of play, 8-2. And it'll be Jalen Patel to serve.
So Conant got some points to make up here, trailing by 6.
To the right side, it's Hartke. He wanted to throw that one down, but it went on his side of the net, 8-3. Conant, we mentioned they'll be hosting their regional on the 20th next Monday. They'll be taking on Wheaton North, and no set bye for any IHSA team in that regional in particular. As we get a whistle and a point, as that one goes to the Broncos off the service error. Also in that Conant Regional, it'll be York taking on St. Edward, an 8 versus 25 matchup. As they're all part of the Fremd Sectional, which all the roads leading to the Hoffman Estate Super and State Finals that'll be taking place in a couple of weeks. As a center court setup, finished nicely from the 6'3", Luke Calder, and it's 10-3 Broncos. So back serving here is Gabe Hartke. Big part of this Broncos team that has continued their successful ways over the last couple of seasons. As Vasquez sets up left side, but that's going to be out of play on the attack attempt from Vadanad. 10-4.
Good buddy.
So that brings up Horace Walia, one of the co-captains for the Cougars, as Vasquez will set to the right side, and that's going to fall through. Great setup on the set pass, and delivering was the senior Matt Sarnowski to make it 11-4.
Is it my imagination, or does Barrington have a lot more height out there?
I think in terms all around, Bruce, you are right on the head, and that one hits off the basketball sanctions above, and you are able to play it if it's hit initially off of your side the first time. Conant wasn't ready for it. 12-4 Barrington. Timeout to Conant. We'll keep it here as they lead by 8. But again, you mentioned the size factor that Barrington does possess here, Bruce, and through the 16 points of action we've seen here in set 1, it has been proven to your point.
Yeah, you can't teach height.
Yeah, you just kind of go down the list here for Barrington. You've got mentioned Hartke at 6'4", Calder at 6'3". You got the other brother of Gabe, Luke Hartke, off the bench. The sophomore is 6'3". So there is size to go around. Ricky Gibson, the other senior, 6'2". So guys of at least 6 feet of height or higher are manning the front lines for Barrington at the net. While you look at it for Conant, you've got David Matovic, who comes in at about 6'2", 6'3", in addition to Sean Beckman, but you see him more often playing at the back line. As we come in off the Conant timeout, play will get bounced around and back for Nick O'Connell to just hit on over. Play to the left side for a nod, and he finds the open hole at the back end, 13-4. It's also, Bruce, we're seeing just a methodical attack here from Barrington. Not really, rushing any tempo by any means with their attack. They're just kind of scouting out the defense, so to speak, to just see where they're rotating when the ball's live and in play, and just kind of exploiting that area.
And they do seem to be finding the open areas very easily.
Hartke with the bump over. Now the bump set to the right side off the top of the double block at the net. Vasquez is, I believe, going to get called for a net violation. He will be. Make it 13-5. Beckman now back to serve for Conant.
Sean Beckman serving.
Conant 2-7 in conference play this year. Mentioned they've won their last couple of matches coming in action today, as that one is yet another service error. Their first conference win came back on April 1st, not an April Fool's joke, as they beat Schaumburg in 3 on their home floor. And then also on their home floor, they beat Hoffman Estates in 3 back on April 8th, a week later. So 14-5 as play continues. At the net, it's Anat to tap it on down. Double digits now for Barrington, 15-5.
And Conant just doesn't seem to have any answer. And if you can't get your serves over, there's no way to win.
Now Sarnowski on the serve. Play right there and a block at the net. It was Gibson and an odd, 16-5.
Not a very high set there.
And that seemed, from our vantage point, you could just kind of see the Barrington blockers kind of licking their chops at that one, as you saw the set pass go within maybe a foot. And The defense didn't really have to adjust per se at the net, trying to rotate from left to right, as a nod has that one get tipped back towards him off of a couple deflections. Play at the net, still in the air, not a Conant. As that block is answered there from Wallia's attack attempt, and it's yet another Barrington point, 17-5. As coming in now will be number 10, Nick O'Connell, or I should say Nathan Jones, excuse me.
Everything going Barrington's way early here.
It seems like you get the feeling too that when you see Conant trying to just set up for an attack, you get the sense as right there, another double block for Barrington. They're just 2 steps ahead of what Conant wants to do, and they know what is going to happen as another timeout is called by Conant.
Yeah, I'll have to see if Conant can come up with some magic in that huddle.
Yeah, you're not really, and it's not to say that Conant's not being set offensively by any means. You're just seeing Barrington be about 2 steps to the plot point where you know where the attack's going to be coming, and they're just right there waiting for it. Not really much of a guessing game, so to speak, where unless it's been with Barrington, we've seen the likes of Gabe Harkey and Luke Holder. They've been able to just, because of their height, to your point, when they get up in the air right at the net, they're able to really smell out the defense and kind of just pick their spot, so to speak.
And their own defense is very formidable.
So Conant's used both their timeouts in this set, 18-5 Barrington. Sarnowski on the serve. Quick one-hand tap over there from Cameron Hacker as a nod plays it along the net, and that hits off the scoreboard, and you can't play it off of the hit to get over the net to the scoreboard or any part of the sanctions above, so that'll be another Barrington point, as I sound like a broken record saying that, 19-5. Sarnowski again to the right side of Conant, as we'll set this one up for Wallia. And a dig there from Sarnowski to Vasquez. Over to that one was Gabe Harkey, and right there off the reception was a nod again, 20-5.
That was a set for Barrington. Came down high and right at the net, perfect for spiking back.
Sarnowski, the 5'10" setter, as that one goes over to O'Connell. 2-hand shove over as Vasquez chases it down. Up for Harkey coming in from the back line. They'll set up for Wallier right side, and that's going to be a double hit. They're going to call a palm hit, so that'll not work, as that'll be an attack violation on him. 21-5. Broncos 4 points away from set 1 victory. Plays to the left side, as that one was there for O'Connell, as that one's going to hit off the hands of Hartke and out of play. A much needed Conant point, 21-6. As we'll have a substitution now for the Cougars, as Garrett Glennon, number 14, checks on in. Glennon, as that one kind of hit funky off the hands of a nod, blocked back off the attempt from Hartke. Play continues to a nod, and that one, that may have actually glanced off the top of the tape. Took a little funky hop as it came down. As you'll give the point to Barrington, although I think the scoreboard may have actually given it to Conant.
Barrington just finding those open spaces on the court.
As that one, what a mistimed jump. As that was Zach Grogan, who kind of just lost where he was on the floor. So now it'll be 23-7, I should say. Or 23-6 rather. So now they get everything clarified on the scoreboard. Sometimes that can throw you off a little bit. So 23-6 as we play on. Vasquez with the set pass to Hartke, who kind of had to do a hook shot attempt, basketball a la, to keep it in play. He gets it right back. Kept alive at the net. Hartke to bump to the 10-foot line. Vasquez now, as the rally continues, a couple of Conant players collide. Sarnowski. Vasquez to his left for Gabe Hartke off the block. It's Hacker to the left. Play at the net again. We continue on. Walia.
Excellent point.
Vasquez looking for Hartke again, and it'll fall on the Conant side, and the longest rally of this set goes to Barrington, and it's set point 24-6.
That was a hard-fought point, both sides sending it back and forth. You love to see that kind of play.
Conant's trying to keep this set alive, and they will there. Kill from Nick O'Connell. So now it'll be Cameron Hacker back to serve, wearing number 11 for Conant in the road red. Vasquez sets up, and a good dig attempt, but hits funky off the hands of Nathan Jones, and set one goes to the Broncos in convincing fashion, 25-7. They'll look for the sweep here on senior night. They'll switch sides of the court, and we'll get you set for set number 2 in just a moment here on our HGTV Game of the Week. About to get set now for second set action. 25-7 was our set score in set 1 in favor of the home Broncos here on senior night. Alongside Bruce Anderson, I'm Ryan Fahey, and Bruce, we saw a couple long rallies, but in the end it was just too much Broncos.
It was, and a lot of unforced errors by Conant, a lot of missed serves, and then a lot of sets just going over the net that Barrington was able to just smack right back over.
So for Barrington, they'll be going right to left now for set 2. Conant left to right. Gabe Hartke to get us started for the service here for set number 2 as they look for the sweep here on senior night here at Barrington High School. Glad you're with us as we get set number 2 underway, and it begins with an ace. Just seems every little turn and every little bounce just going Barrington's way here tonight.
Very much so.
As Hartke gets that one over to O'Connell. He's going to get right back off the set, but it's going to be way over the back line and out, 2-0 Barrington. This is a team in which, when they were coming into this year, they were 8-25. They were 2-8 in conference in 2018. So far, 7-25 overall, 2-7 in conference play as that serve goes long to get the Cougars on the board here in set 2. And we mentioned for Conant, this isn't the end of the road for them yet. They'll be, again, hosting their regional quarterfinal, along with the semis as well. So and they also have a couple of more regular season matches to go, as that one falls down for an eventual Barrington point. Conant will have their senior night tomorrow night against Lake Park, and then they'll hit the road after a few days off when they go to Elgin. And then state tournament action begins next Monday on May 20th. So 3-1 our score, make it 4-1 as a nod with the tap down with the block. Gives Barrington a 3-point lead here early in set 2.
Big time reject there at the net by a nod.
Chris Babbage, the 5'9" senior, will serve on over as that one goes over to the hands there initially of Jalen Patel, but a double hit call makes it 5-1.
Seen a few of those.
I believe that is the third one that's been called on Conant here tonight. He's up this jump serve, it goes to Patel, front of the net play, and a good deflection is not going to go in the ruling of Conant. Well, it was a good effort at the end, though, by number 15 and Zach Rogan.
Might have touched the net on that one.
So 6-1 our score for Barrington. They got out to an 8-1 lead in set 1. As this serve reception is going to go right into the wheelhouse of Kyle Vasquez. Too easy for number 1 in white, 7-1.
Barrington just putting on a clinic here tonight. Conant having no answers.
Babbage off the top of the tape as that one goes over to Jones. Hartke keeps in play to Vasquez. Center court blocked back. Vasquez again out to the left side for a nod. And a whistle, and what do we have? A Conant point. I think they're going to say a nod went over the net line. 7-2. So back serving Sean Beckman, the sophomore. Got a mixture of classes, so to speak, in terms of the Conant Cougars. They've got 3 seniors on their squad that have helped lead their 2019 campaign. Mentioned a few sophomores on this team, a couple of juniors into the mix as well. So it'll be a rotating panel of leadership in the senior role as the seasons will go on here the next couple of years for Conant. As off the tip of the block, it falls down. Off the attack of Hartke, it's 8-2.
So Barrington just having their way with the Cougars here this evening.
Cal Vasquez to serve. And that's going to be short. Not very often have we seen Barrington have the service errors that have fallen on the short side of things.
Nope.
So Grogan now to serve. The standing serve is short, and back-to-back errors in the service line. And it's 9-3.
And when you're trying to serve it so slowly, there's no excuse to put it in the net.
Now in serving is Clark Parker, the 6-foot junior. The defensive specialist will get that one over to Jones. Play to the right side and double blocked on back as that was Gabe Hartke and Luke Calder, 10-3.
And that one went into the crowd.
Barrington looking to go 9-1 in conference play this year, 23-9 on the season. As this one to the left side on the attack, there was Nathan Jones, but it's over and out, 11-3. And a timeout called by Conant. So as we have the timeout, we mentioned Barrington is in the Lake Forest Regional as a 2 seed. They're in the Harlem Sectional. Deerfield High School is the 1 seed overall in the Harlem Sectional. Barrington will await the winner of the regional quarterfinal between the 8 seed Waukegan and 12 seed Highland Park. As mentioned, they'll be going through the Harlem Sectional over in the Rockford area, so they'll have a bit of traveling if they aren't able to make it to the Harlem Sectional. And interestingly enough, if they're able to win that sectional, they'll be back closer to home territory as Hoffman Estates High School will be hosting the Super Sectionals and state final. It all takes place in just a matter of a few weeks.
I don't know about you, but it just seems wrong to have the visiting team in red here at Barrington.
Not often do you get that either. Especially when you, sometimes you'll maybe wear like the third retro color of your school to kind of get rid of that, as Vasquez with the dive to keep it up and in play. As a quick scoop on over, Vasquez at the 10-foot line to Hartke. Didn't plan for the pass, but he'll take it anyway. Left side for Jones, double blocked on back. That was Sarnowski and Calder, and it's 12-3.
Wonder if Conant trying to get a little bit of the Barrington mojo going with the Red Unis.
To Jones again, left side, but that blocks out of play. 12-4. I mean, regardless of how, even if in the event Conant is able to come on back and take this set and even set 3, you're looking at this a very formidable and heavy favorite in Barrington going into the IHSA tournament starting on the 21st for them, as this one off the block out of play. Gabe Hartke, 13-4. And we did mention for Conant, you know, you like the You do like that advantage, though, Bruce, of having to host a regional and being in that, obviously, having the home court advantage. And you throw all the records out the window once it's tournament play. Doesn't matter what happened during the regular season.
Nope.
As that one is actually going to get on over and fall. It wasn't planned that way, but that's just how the night has gone on senior night for Barrington. And it's 14-4.
The expression, one of those days, just seems applicable here.
As a soft serve over the net from Calder. Played for Jones, who uses the left hand to attack. Vasquez to his left, Gabe Hartke towing along the line. Walia kept up. Over to Jones, that's going to stay in. And a nice placement from the senior Nathan Jones, 14-5. See Nathan Jones getting more active here as this second set progresses, as he now goes back to serve for Conant.
Not often that Conant's been able to find bare floor here tonight.
However, after you see a nice offensive attack, a short serve from Jones. So it's back to a double-digit lead for Barrington. Matt Sarnowski to serve. As the right to left will go over to Beckman. He's going to get it right back off the bump, and great chicken wing play there with the right arm diving was Clark Parker. Walia, as it's played to the left side for Beckman. Vasquez with the pass to Hartke left side, but it's short. Make it now 15-6 as the Cougars now trail by 9.
So a little bit of life left here in Conant.
Jalen Patel in the white uniform, the libero for the Cougars, while Babich, right on cue, is wearing the black for Barrington, and that one hit funky off the hands there of Patel. He wanted to go to his right, looking ahead for Hacker, but it did not get to him successfully. 16-6. Gabe Hartke to serve, as Vedanad now checks back in for Barrington. Gabe Hartke on that serve, and now right on cue, coming in, right off the bench, contributing here in set 2, 17-6. Timeout, Conant.
Another serve there from Conant to Barrington. About 6 inches over the net, right there for the Barrington player to slap it right back.
He's Bruce Anderson. I'm Ryan Fay with you for HETV Game of the Week. 17-6 here in set 2 as we get closer to tournament time in IHSA boys volleyball. And Bruce, if I have you put on your analyst cap for a moment, what is the one thing that is, we've seen Barrington a few times this season, including tonight, what's the thing that makes them the most dangerous as they get set for playoff action?
They just seem to be a complete team. They've got the height, they've got the hustle, and they're hitting. There just doesn't seem to be a weakness in that team.
And you know they're really a relaxed bunch when they get out of their timeout huddle and they're singing along to Sweet Caroline that's playing along here in the gym.
Well, who wouldn't?
Especially along when you've been having the season they have had. Why not have a little fun in that process, as a good no play from Waris Walia to let that one go. Went over the back line, 17-7. Cameron Hacker now back to serve. His team down by 10. Serve over to a nod now. Vasquez center court, and delivering is Ricky Gibson. 18-7, excuse me. .59 senior Chris Babich on the serve now, in the black jersey for Barrington, as we mentioned a moment ago. Patel's serve reception goes right back to Vasquez. 19-7 Barrington.
And Barrington sends the ball over the net with authority.
Did a whistle now and a substitution for Conant, as Garrett Glennon will step in. As coming on out there was David Matovich. Here's Babich now with the serve up by 12. And that is going to hit off the near antenna, I believe, by the perch. It'll count as an ace, 20-7, and they are 5 points away from a 2-set victory here on senior night. Babbage will have this one played up center court for Walia. Hartke for a nod. As play continues, they set for Sean Beckman, that being Conant. Vasquez right side to his left for a nod. Trying to time it over the double block. As having to turn around quickly and not really, he thought he had maybe some relief there was Beckman, but he kind of saw that late reaction, Bruce, of he hit it up in the air and then he realized, oh, it's right back off the pass. 21-7.
And back long.
Chris Babbage is going to have an ace. 22-7. Nick O'Connell now back on in. Beckman checks out. Barrington looking to send the crowd home happy on senior night as the serve falls short. Of course, all the parents for the seniors honored with their sons before our contest tonight. They had the tunnel set by the fellow freshman and sophomore volleyball teams to walk through prior to our contest tonight. Now, often you see the parents be able to walk through that tunnel, getting their own kind of recognition, but they do. As that attack went long, 22-9.
Interesting to see the parents wind their way through that little tunnel.
Vasquez now to the right for Calder. As it goes right back, now it's Gabe Hartke. Kyle Vasquez for a nod. And that attack reception goes right back to Barrington. They'll set up again, and Vasquez will set it on over with the dump, and it's 23-9. As Vasquez, the senior, looking to end his senior night with a 2-set win, now serving 23-9. Although it falls short and he'll have to wait. 23-10, Conant now cracks double digits for the first time tonight. As David Mitovich will step in. He comes in off the Conant bench, replacing Garrett Glennon. Vasquez for Sarnowski, it's blocked but out of play. Set, match point, Barrington, 24-10.
Even when you have a nice block, you still can't get the point.
Barrington now going to bring in Clark Parker as he looks to end senior night with an exclamation point for his fellow senior teammates. It'll be his stage at this time next year. As this one's set for Jones. Parker on the dig. Coming over to play it was Vasquez for Sarnowski. As Conant settles it down, goes right back over. Vasquez to Sarnowski, but it's over and out to the left. 24-11. Walia now will go back to serve for Conant. Parker, Vasquez, as they wanted to end that there with Calder. Walia having to play that one back a little bit. Babbage, Vasquez, and now for Gabe Hartke. That's high up in the air, and it's going to be out of play. And the Barrington Broncos on senior night sweep the Conant Cougars in 2 straight sets as they take it by a score of 25-7 and 25-11. So with that, that'll snap Conant's 2-match winning streak coming into tonight. While for Barrington, they'll improve to 23-9 and 9-1 in conference play in 2019. Bruce, your final thoughts?
Well, Barrington just making it look easy here. It'll be interesting to follow them in the regionals and see how they do. The number 2 seed, see if they can emerge victorious.
They are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Lake Forest Regional and in that Harlem sectional should they get that far. As for Conant, they still have a couple more tune-ups before they begin tournament play. They'll be hosting Lake Park tomorrow for senior night, and then on the 13th, they'll be over at Elgin High School to complete the regular season before they begin hosting their regional on Monday, May 20th. So that'll do it for our broadcast here from Barrington High School. Again, final score in 2 straight sets. The Broncos 25-7 and 25-11. For Bruce Anderson, I'm Ryan Fay signing off. This has been our HETV Game of the Week.